It's KungOkulcha. We're sitting with one Iras. You know, we say 132nd anniversary, Earthlight of His Majesty. You know, prospect back now in the ISIS. KungOkulcha. Sitting with, you know, one of the brethren them from, you know, Rastafari house, you know. Yeah. So Iras, give thanks.
Greetings, you know, to our loved ones and hopeful ones and bright ones, inspiring ones, you know, motivating ones, you know. Respect goes out, you know, to all one in the field, you know, the one who contribute, you know. Yeah. Ones and ones who come to full age, you know, of comprehension, not just sipping on milk, you know, but, you know, we could take some hard meat, you know. Where we caught up in the 7 events, you know, so.
When you mean hard meat, maybe people them know what you're saying, okay, you know, say Rasta man. You know.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it's a parable, you know.
Milk
So,
and them thing
we're not just talking about meat, but we're talking about, you know,
symbolically,
and we're talking about comprehension, you know. Yeah, not just minor things we're dwelling on, but, you know, spiritual things, high things, you know, where the normal mind do not reach.
Kind of grasp,
right?
Kind of grasp.
So I'm here today, you know, celebrating the King Earthstrong 132nd, you know, yeah, from 1892 to 2024, July 23rd. So we're here live in living colors. You know what I'm saying? So I give thanks.
So you think you can kind of give us a little insight on, you know, as you say 1892 that day, July 23rd, you know, the day when you was born, or even you know, an insight of what was the, you know, what was going on at the time, what was going on at the time, you know, at them time there, let's say 1891, 1892, you know, coming around them time there, you know, say, you know.
Them time there. One thing I remember them say the country was in a famine, you know, like a 7-month famine where there was no rain, you know, and on that day, 1892, you know, the rain bust, you know, and I'm not sure if it was that particular day of the emperor, you know, I think it probably is, you know, because through our culture still, we always expect it to rain on that day, then, you know, July 23rd. You know, so, and you know, shortly from that we have the Battle of Ottawa. You know what I'm saying? That is 9 years, you know what I'm saying, previous from 1892. But I give thanks today, you know. Yeah, today mark a significant, you know what I'm saying, in our history and in our culture. You know, 1892, you know. According to the promise that one day God shall come, you know. Yeah, so 1892, this day, November, this day, you know, July 23rd, is a significant time, you know. Especially for a Rasta man, because according to the prophecy, it was written that one day that God shall come. And when they say God shall come, that means that July 23rd is a significant, you know, historical event for you know, it's according to the prophecy from long time where one day the Creator himself shall come in the flesh and manifest, and you know what I'm saying, and he shall establish his kingdom, and it shall be as heaven on earth, and his will be done. So when 1892 come, 1892 would be like for I and I, like Isaiah 6 verse 9, where he's saying, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Right? So Chu and I have that inside information on July 23rd. It really petrify and strengthen the understanding, you know, and getting the joy of it, of what it is, you know, and what it really means to I and I. You know what I'm saying? To get this type of information to even present it to the people and to the massive. So July 23rd, you know, big day, big day, worldwide celebration for the Ethiopia World Federation, for you know, for even the Ethiopia Orthodox, you know, for Nyabingi, Bobo Shanti, 12 tribe, even the father of the Christ man, them, and you know, so on, big day, you know, in our history too, and you know, is a man, you know, is the Imperial Majesty, you know, Kadamawe, the Emperor, you know, is a stunning, elegant
figure.
World leader, statesman, field marshal, you know, doctor of law, doctor of philosophy. He's a man of high degree, high standard, high morality. He said the emperor in Ethiopia paid the price of international morality, which was like the last, you know, fighting power against colonialism. So, you know, they stand up and pay that price of collective security, where, you know, we don't want bigger nation taking advantage of small nations.
Right.
You know, so the king established these type of principles, you know, is a man for freedom. You know, a man, yeah, you know, so, you know, people know that if when you go and check the king and you read the king's speeches, like the select speech, the autobiography of His Majesty, and you know, and so on, you know, not of what people say, but His Majesty, you see that this man is an upright man in all his ways. You know, even the way how he and the Italians them who was caught by the Ethiopian them and show mercy unto them. You know what I'm saying? So all these things, you know, I have been referenced, you know.
Many examples you can look at that.
Yeah, you know, to, you know, case overstanding make I faith strong. So these things when we see, it's like God speaking signs and wonders, you know. So it's not just that a person just come out and say that I am God. He merit the claim, you know. So when we look at the principle, we'll see why this person adds up to be this person who is exemplified in the Bible. That's why I could have said, well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
what do you think about us Rastafari in the West, you know, when it comes to repatriation and the whole movement? I'm not just talking about Naya Bingi, but I'm talking about Bobo Shanti and even 12 tribe too, you know. I don't want to put Orthodox in it, because Orthodox is a whole different, you understand. But that movement of Rastafari in the West, because we know in Africa and some other places, what we're talking about, where it really stem from, you know, like, yeah, what you think about, you know, the progress and like how we do here today and celebrating His Majesty and...
well, we're chanting about Liberia, right?
Yeah.
About even them dealing with a part of repatriation. So, you know, since Liberia time, you know, too much repatriation really didn't follow up after that. If you imagine them get one state and we had continued in that type of manner, we could have, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember what we were saying is that at them time the Liberia was the only state besides Ethiopia that was free, right? So Ghana had to get independence a whole maybe almost a century later, right? Yeah.
So according to the question, repatriation gets slow. Because we don't have too much repatriation going on.
When we say repatriation, we don't mean... When we say repatriation, we don't mean just by taking a flight with a plane or just a group of people, like, you know, or a nation of people, but when you say repatriation,
All your grounds.
we mean it's a universal thing, you know, like everyone included pertaining to the ones them we're saying that that's what them yearning for, that's what them, you know.
Well, when we check repatriation right now, it's true I on certain levels of reasoning and age, that's when we come to repatriation. But I normal people of the world, they don't even think about repatriation. So
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm
So-
saying, and that's why I talk about the movements, because it's Rastafari
yeah, so
is on the topic of repatriation.
On the movement repatriation, you know, we don't want like the king say don't bring American mentality over there now.
Mm-hmm.
So in repatriation, I will look on it like, we have to establish somewhere, and by establish somewhere we could make a links. You know what I'm saying? So we in a Babylon, we have to establish something in a Babylon to make that links in Ethiopia, so we could show them and use this power that what we harness in America as corporation and building together and left in that example right there, so that we now when we go home to Ethiopia, we could show them, say, look, we have a standard and we come with something that we can offer them. You know what I'm saying? And we could work with them and we go, to and fro, So this how this come forward in this meditation. So we want to go on to we're so needed to establish wherever we are, in repatriation. You know what I'm saying? And make that chain links. Where we go.
So what you think really let's say stopping that or keeping that from really manifesting?
Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of little things. One of the main things we think preventing even repatriation, like it's like we're depending on, reparation to get repatriation.
But not all of us you can put in that.
I know that. That's
that
what we talk
umbrella.
about. We have. That's what we talk about Liberia, where people just, make up and make their movements there. So, in establishing these things, couple of things need to set up.
Yeah.
We're setting up. We must have. It would be nice that Ethiopia World Federation, because this is the foundation we established. You know what I'm saying? So we could put when we deal with repatriation, we come in a correct way and manner, appropriate for business and doing other collective things and developing and raising the standard. Always within broad and at home. Anywhere we go, we always try to raise the standard of our liberty and our education and broaden our views. So in repatriation, every man we need to find out who is members, get members on board, and let members pay a 10%. Members pay a 10%, and get and make flyers and start to push it out there so people could endorse it, support it, so I could get something started, so I could really be on that journey. Then after us depend on reparation.
Yeah, but don't you think if the organization was more active, don't you think you would have get support from like outside, not just members alone, but outside
Of course.
ones that see the potential or
you see
the purpose.
In repatriation too, is gathering our thoughts too, not just gathering our thoughts, gathering oneself, to even reason to understand what is repatriation and why it is needed to be repatriated.
So let me ask you now, what is repatriation?
What is repatriation?
Yes, Like you say, some people don't really understand or know, you know. So at least give them you know. Inside out what you would have said repatriation is. At least them have a understanding of where you're coming from.
Repatriation come like Liberia.
What do you mean? Liberia is a country, yes. But no, we are planning to go to Africa.
Yeah, but
that is one state.
People of Liberia was given to these black people of America who want to go forward back home and establish in the African continent, you know, and learn back the originality.
Right. So like the ideologies of Marcus Garvey and the philosophies of Marcus, Africa for the Africans.
Yeah, you know, and of Haile Selassie, you know, and not for any black leaders too.
Sure.
So that is repatriation to have, you know, cause look, them not respect Africans because Africans don't have an established country where we're making deals and we're making trades that them have to respect us anywhere them see us in the earth. So true that is not established, them look one way away and you know try to be little within them own heavens. Whilst that own mentality there is a setback for even their own self, because that type of energy now is supposed to be in the earth. But yeah, forwarding up to repatriation.
So you think about our brothers on the continent and, you know?
Well, come, that's why this is what I'm saying.
Pertaining to that what we are talking about, repatriation
is gathering the information I need to push on, brother. Because I remember, brother, as much we achieve, you know, we still not finite, still have been reading 100 books. And you know what I'm saying?
So do we need to read 100 books to say
not saying to read 100 books, you know what I'm saying? Depends how much it takes for you to start to whatever it takes for you to awaken to the consciousness so you could keep on growing and you know what I'm saying, and search for wisdom and get understanding. You know, to develop yourself so you may know to conduct yourself and carry yourself within the process, you know. So in repatriating, you know, once I repatriate within their mind, like emancipate oneself, one have to do that thing yourself. So when one start to come to that age, it push them to repatriate, because they will see that they will see what is going on and they could see behind the veil. These are things, you know, them kill enough prophet for, because the prophets want to reveal and show, say, over there, so, you know what I'm saying? We could have what we want to establish. Repatriation, you know, man, I forget themselves right. Because how can you repatriate and some man, as much everyone needed, but your evidence is not there yet.
So you say we're not ready yet?
And yes, and then me go take you there. I'm gonna take you there, and you're not ready. You're gonna react the way.
So what are the things that you think make us not ready, like to?
We still have a lot of willing symptoms amongst we. We still have so much of Caucasian teachings of how to deal with things. We haven't have an African original way of looking at things, from how to treat one another, how to, you know what I'm saying, deal with situation, how to raise a family. It's only, islands only get 56. Right?
The fire is going on.
Okay. All right. Right?
Yes. You want to deal with the fire and we continue?
Yeah, I'm going to light up the fire there, man. Right? So, and I want to get up in them heavens there, you know. And I need to have seminars where I could read and study and bump in our heads, even collectively. You know what I'm saying? So I could unlearn and relearn the washing of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Then I have repatriation. Then these things will think. So I don't, even
It's
though,
renewing of the mind.
even though, look, this one I want to establish too. Look, that as much we think that we see that we deserve this, that we deserve this, that we deserve to know back our culture and to have repatriation amongst ourselves. But I still, even though we see that vision, we're still not equipped and ready to attain that. Now, when we look on that and the people that we look and say, why these people haven't obtained that? As much we see, because we see how other nations deal with it. But when I to deal with it, we're not physically ready as much, you know, we come far away, but on our own, we're not physically ready to attain that as much. We see the vision, this is what we need.
Mentally ready,
And this is what to do. Why I say this? Because look now, because these people have been beating us.
So we're not mentally ready.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it just takes physical strength alone. I think it takes, look how you look at, you know, the continent and what's going on in the continent, and then we're pertaining to our brothers over there, Rastafari community, you know, how they...
Well, you know, like right now in the Rasta community, you know, it'll be like judgment, you know, in the house of God right now. And it's the man to really straighten up themselves and line up with His Majesty more, you know.
Yes, remember I'm talking about those on the continent.
Lady asked about if anyone up here know about electrician or mechanic.
And then you have
No,
the
no.
ones on the continent, you know, like for I and I brothers, them on the continent. Right now, and I people still there in a dancing mood, you know, and drinking mood, you know. And them not really come off for that thing there yet, you know. Them just step on the drinking and partying and squandering, you know. So right now people them in a very bad state, you know. 'Cause right now we like we're not even saving a 10% of our own money. You know, we're not showing money as an organization together.
So what you think would bring that difference now where, you know, this way you're talking about, you know, don't be like how you see how people partying.
They
and
don't
drinking,
realize
you know.
that them logs gonna burn out quickly.
Like the main focus and the attention that they're supposed to be, things where they're supposed to be paying attention to it, like it's the attention span is, you know,
Yeah.
it's short, like, you know.
Very short, you know, cause through all the YouTube and them Facebook and whatsoever them have out there, so occupy so much of their time that people them don't have enough time to sift out their own minds and their dreams and try to get, you know, to get to original thoughts, to get within your own self. You're gonna have to go through a lot of things to sift out and really see where the source is coming from, so you could begin to get your own original source. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could think freely. So these things need to develop within ones. When ones get to that age, once we see that the need for unity and coming together and, you know, to put away petty jealousy and racism amongst, you know, black and black, you know what I'm saying? And
So do you think there is racism amongst black and black, or the
No,
word is just,
racism,
that's a
like-
word you're just using, like,
that's a word I'm using. I mean, like prejudice, you know, prejudice,
I think that would have been a better word.
like even envy, you know, and jealousy. And you know, these are standard that we learn from slave master. And we have to know to balance these things.
Yeah, like you said, the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Yeah, this is syndrome still coming by only the other day and I get independent, you know. Not even 100 years. You know? And even ones who get 100 years, you know, like 80 and other ones. And other ones who go through that, them get a big judgment and fight and hold up. Right? So I and I could see that it's not just I and I people, like we don't want things or we don't want to establish, but every time we establish to break these William syndrome, these things, you know, look on Black Wall Street, look on other, you know, look at Morris Bishop, look at the Caribbean, how they could unite and have $1, you know what I'm saying? One university among Sinai and trade and build among Sinai. These are things we want to ascribe to, where we see Africa have $1. You know what I'm saying? One president and you know, working together as one for the one and all, and Africa for Africa, whereas, you know, home and abroad and these things are established. You know, every man and our country must run something like Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? Where free education and the money that the country makes is for the upliftment of the people. You know what I'm saying? So the resources then could benefit the people, uplift the people, educate the people. You know, because I and enemy, like the emperor say, you know, is property, ignorance, and disease.
Those three.
You know, what we need to get rid of amongst us. So that means that enough hospitals need to be built and clinics, enough schools need to be built, you know, and train people and you know, teach people about the culture.
Those like basic necessities.
Yeah, basic things, you know, and even, you know, how to utilize the environment for the benefit of the people. You know, and disease, ignorance, other things. Yeah. So yes, my brother, these are things, you know, we want to establish, like, you know, cause instead we look and learn from other people. The same way how the Jewish people, these Jewish people is doing with Israel and fund them from America to Israel. We need to do that with the islands and Africa as black people.
Yeah, but not in the sense how them doing it.
No, you know, like you say, no, it's a
what are they supporting? They are supporting something that is good.
Yeah, but not in that way, you know. Cause I remember, you know, it's not. It's everything is created for good, you know, but people could use it for evil, you know. So we want to harness them situation, them same principle, the same, you know, in developing Ethiopia and Africa on our whole as people. You know what I'm saying? And the country. We want them principle there. Right? The things that we don't want principle where we could, you know what, break down our house and put up a building. We want to do that too. But we have to sell our building to a man and he go and put up a big building there. Why the black people who have them house can't go and do these things?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think even through the information system we have been set up and our environment have ill prepared, that I have learned collective, and I have learned our economics as on a whole, as people, as massive like other people who, you know, get the opportunity. So we need to learn that thing that, you know what I'm saying, on a whole, not just as individual alone, but on a whole where we have a high percentage of people doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then we could work together and, you know, build like it. We see other black people doing it too, you know, but
right.
Even more too, you know.
But we need to do it more on a more massive, bigger level.
So these are things we need amongst us, you know. You know, we always need a lot of reapers, you know, because the time is ripe. We are ones and one, you know what I'm saying? We could seal up. Ones and one could come and get it, you know, because it's out there for I to. It's out there for I to retain these things and collect them, you know what I'm saying? And advance them, you know, for I as a generation and, you know, to carry on that torch to the future generation. So I must try to do all the best to left a lasting memory and example so the future generation could exemplify. So I today who is all in the culture, you know. If I elders pass out and them give us enough upful sips and we always study about the ancients them and we see, you know what I'm saying, and right now every man gonna have them time where the banner and the torch gonna pass to them. You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna have to come to that age. You know what I'm saying? And step up and play your part. Yes.
So, like I said, today is the King's Day, you know, July 23rd. What do you think about the ISIS and how long you been shadowing on this grounds, you know? Because I know since the 70s the man have been keeping ISIS up on the hill, like you can't them can't see, you know? Yeah man. It's a big grounds, you know? And even this part up here, the man used to keep eyes up here. How long have I been forwarding to
I'm
the
following you from 96.
96?
96, and then we tried again.
How it been from them time there till now? Like if I little
Well,
experience.
there's a lot of things, you know. Was more ones, and them time they saw you never need a permit. And even where we at right now, man, them used to keep eyes and stuff right up here on these things, rather than just out there too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in the 2000s, we have to get permits, and then they lessen the days, and you know what I'm saying, and a whole lot of other things, you know, come along with it too. But eyes is really and true, you know. Eyes is good, you know, from the spectacles where you could look from it and see the benefit of it. But now, according to the process of where, you know what I'm saying, and eyes is wonderful, you know, chanting and giving praise. But the standard where I should have been as a people, I don't think we're there yet, you know. It's like, you know, I feel like our mind and our thoughts go before action all the time. You know? And mind and thoughts always go before action. You know, I want our action to keep up with our thoughts and how we see things and how we want it to run. I feel like, you know, we're supposed to get to a point like where every year we could print t-shirts, at least 500 t-shirts, and give away that year, you know, as a gift.
But is there anything structured for them kind of thing they do? I mean,
this is
just like how you say, you know, you say words before, you know, you just say that about the words before action or whatever. Something about words and action.
Yeah, it's a for good. That's what I tell you, man. I'm feel so we should have had a bigger tent.
We can be talking t-shirts and then, you know, I'm not be structured in a sense where you can. You understand what I'm saying?
You ask me a question, you know, I want to be as honest and frank. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. So when I want to hear me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want like said me a beat around the thing or me a go around. Rasta, we're supposed to have better things. We deserve better. We are children of the king. We are kingdom youths. You know what I'm saying? Our father is the opulent one. You know what I'm saying? All is.
So what's stopping the growth? What do you think stopping the growth? Really and truly.
Let me tell man, you know, what stop the growth? Once you say you is a Rasta, you must show your 10%. No, a man might say, boy, how we gonna show us 10% and we don't trust nobody. You don't trust me, you don't trust him, you don't trust nobody around me. But you call we friend and we link up and we do things together. That don't make no sense. So that means that after that then, that break down the whole 10% of showing it. That is like, you know what I'm saying? So the progress.
When we say because we don't trust my brother, we don't trust him.
Yeah, so that is one of the excuse, because they must say, well, who gonna collect the money? Who gonna watch the money? If a man say me, a man might say, boy, it's best me trust it, I best me hold it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these things, no, but these are things will go on amongst us, right? And then you have people who want to donate money, but they don't have a place where to donate it, or even we have something to be like, yo, we go fund us for this building or do something. We don't have that thing that's set up. Why we don't have that set up? Well, we don't have the capability, we don't have the understanding to make this go on years and years and decades. No, man, me I say fig no. This is something wrong, brother. With something going on, brother. No way, brother. For I and I, as people, as individual, as wise mind, you know what I'm saying? And then even on a whole, Africans on a whole and abroad do not have their own place and their money go around and circulate. Not even our own education curriculum or even health-wise chart. We have none of this set up amongst it.
And why so? I mean, they must.
You know what I'm saying?
They must be
all our goods and protein, a man come and buy it from us, take it from us, go to their country, set up a factory, employ their family members with the best positions, and have people employed, and then they sell back the goods to our country. So I know about all of these things. Right? So that's what I'm saying. That even though we see these things, we now realize and say, yo, these things are to be established amongst I and I as people. That we must have these things, not just to the benefit of I and I, but even the benefit for other people. Because the course is the course and the journey that man have taken to get wealth. They slaughter people. All of these countries, they use black people, free wealth, 400 years of free money them get. Why you think them so advanced? 400 years of reading books better than we. Why you think say them look like them so smart? And them look when we like we so slow. You had 400 years of running in many ways, and you still have everything under control. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Subliminally, you still control everything and still making the profits. We see all of these. That's why Africa have all colonized country in Africa, and they speak all different languages.
Except Ethiopia.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, and Ethiopia. Except Ethiopia. Ethiopia have it too. Right?
I mean Ethiopia have it too pertaining to how? I mean Ethiopia have it too. Spiritual, I mean spiritual colonization, I mean like...
Of course. Look, Ethiopia, white Christ inside there. White Christ, them have funny background.
Yeah, so you were just discussing with the brethren about the cross and the image where them have on the cross. Talk about it now. I'm going to talk about this in the Orthodox Church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Where
Yeah, but you know...
Because at that time, you know...
It would be nice, you know, to go there, you know, but today's the king work strong, you know. You know, it's not about, I really want to go right there, so.
Okay.
I just want to keep it on the king, you know, and the earth strong.
Well, the king we are dealing with same way, the king we are dealing with, you know, remember.
You deal with Orthodox, you deal with the king.
Remember, you know, the king we are dealing with same way, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So, even if you're pointing out these things, I don't think there is any king.
Alright, well, you don't know, say, a graven image, you know. We don't worship no graven image, and the scriptures tell us about graven image. Right? And it said, don't make one. So, I know people, we see all these people, them, especially Catholics in them, they make crosses and they put it around them neck, you know, with a man died on it. It's not like we have a Ethiopia cross.
The Orthodox don't do that.
No, you know, Orthodox don't do this. You know, say you have Ethiopia cross, you see, them have a cross, you could see it up in here. But it still doesn't have a dead man on it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We understand the symbol of the dead. What is the dead? The dead is the same washing of the mind. The man said the first begotten of the dead, you know. The first begotten of the dead. Christ is the first begotten of the dead. The dead, they're so ignorant about who God is. That Christ dwell amongst them and whisk out of them.
But he's the first begotten of God.
The first begotten of the dead. The first begotten of the Son. We also say the first begotten of the dead in Jeremiah.
Who rise again?
Who rise again?
Yeah.
Who rise?
Yeah, who rise, yeah.
So, you know, with graving them, they say don't build them. They say don't make them. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there's a whole heap of things towards it, you know? But yeah, you know, that is it for right now, you know. Yeah, man. You see, you can look.
I know you cannot, the topic cannot touch you know, but you know, I mean,
yeah,
it's nothing like where the world not discussed before, or, you know.
Yeah, you know. So. But you know, my you know, my high priest where is a man who go around and, you know, did some type of works in those type of way to exemplify graven image. It's nothing. You know, say they have mouth and eyes and said can't speak, and he said there are those who trust in them are just like unto them. Right? And he said the dead praise the dead. He said the dead do not praise God, neither those who go down into the grave. So
yeah, that's why the Bible says something like that. How can I praise you when I'm in the grave?
right?
Yeah, some part of the scripture
So
say that. Yeah.
when these people them who didn't come to the age, come to like, you know, them is some walking dead, them go out.
Okay, so show them the connection now, like how you see Haile Selassie, who is, you know, you say God, your God and King, or Rastafari, God and King. Connection now, you see, you know, this Christian theology,
Well, you know,
God concept of Christ, and how you connect it with, you know, Rastafari and Haile Selassie.
you see, within the Christian kingdom, I realized to be a Christian, you know, you got to say Christ is God. That is a Christian thing. You got to say Christ is God. Now, if you is a lover of the Bible and you see Christ as the Lord and Savior, but not the Creator, the Christian community will look on you and be like, you're not Christian. I don't think that is right. You know, a Christian is those who accept Christ and his teachings. Doesn't mean to say that.
Was Christ a Christian though?
Was Christ a Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Christ is a light being, an enlighter. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Christ is a Christian to proceed, you know, to say, you know, just to say, if Christ is a Christian, he's a Christ man, he's an enlightened man. When we see the Christian kingdom now, they take it and make Christ as God with God. To be a Christian, you have to say Christ is God. And if you can't say Christ is God, you're not a Christian. So the Muslim man now who accept Christ as a savior and see him as a prophet, they say, boy, sure you can't see Christ as God, you cannot be a Christian. So you what, we're gonna make you a Muslim. Paraphrasing to show you a Christian and how we see it and how we see his majesty. So I just want to give these angles.
Just to show you a point.
Well, we don't know the Christian view Christ, and as I said, remember I just talked about theology a while ago, and the concept that the whole of Christ, and I'm saying you know as a Rastafari, but you know how you see the King, how you connect, you make that connection, like the biblical story of this man, and how you connect it with Rastafari or His Majesty Haile Selassie, that you know was crowned in Ethiopia, you know, as King of Kings.
For me, right? For me. I read the Bible and read Christ is the Son of God. Like God so loved the world, He sent His only begotten Son, you know, and the Son come and die for us, and whosoever believe on Him may have eternal life. You know what I'm saying? We grow up and we know about these things, right? But now, it will go one part and Christ will say, boy, if you see me, you see the Father. And then He will go and say the words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. When we read in the Bible as a youth, you know what I'm saying? When we come to His Majesty as the Almighty, you know, and I come to His Majesty as the Almighty, and I see Him as the Father of Jesus Christ. Right? Because when I go in the Bible, for me, myself, as much of many scriptures where they want to put, like, say, Christ is God, or coming in the image of God. You know what I'm saying? I do not go beyond the sum. What is saying Christ is the Son of God. So one part when they say, if you see me, you see the Father, that means that Christ is God. You know, sometimes, you know, I do not take it like that. When you're going to put Christ in that image, I will see that, you know, Christ neither come from thy mother or no father. You know what I'm saying? And yet mother and father. Showing that He's coming from purity, from the truth, from God. So now, from that perspective, his perspective, Christ's perspective, when you hold that perspective, that will lead you to God. So now, for me to forget the justification of God, I forget it from the Christ perspective. You see, most Rastas, you know, we're forwarding from a Christian foundation, you know. Me and my parents was just Christians, you know, regular Christians, you know, lovers of Christ, lovers of the Bible, and them things. Then I come forward now as Rasta when we read in the Bible when we speak about, you know, God and the King of Glory and the Lord of Hosts and the Wonderful Counselor. So when we read up in the Bible, in our scripture in Zechariah 14, when it say the Lord shall be king over all the earth, it say in that day shall there be one Lord and his name one. So that day, you know, I identify as when the scripture will say the acceptable day and year of the Lord. And the acceptable day and the year of the Lord, I see as November 2nd, 1930. So when I elders and them was, you know, reading the prophecy and looking and searching, and then, you know what I'm saying, they say one day God shall come. So that day there, when they say our Father thy kingdom come, you know, for years people have been saying this. So when I see the king with such coronation, you know, and fulfill, like when they say that fulfill Revelation 19 and, you know, dip in blood, you know, we see that he is the one in Revelation 5 who sit upon the throne, you know, fulfilling what was written of him in the Bible. So that means they say God was speaking in time. I know they have a prophecy that it would say, they say the kingdom of heaven is like a man who have a farm. And he said he left the farm with some servants. And then after a while he sent his servants to get some grape and they kill them. And he sent another one, they kill him, and he sent his son. And you know, they kill his son and he come himself. So Christ 2,000 years ago come and preach about God, who is his majesty. So even when Christ, them send out the prophets and they kill the prophets, they kill the son too. So God himself come. So now that's how I know as Rasta, you know, we see now his majesty as that Father who come, the kingdom come and his will be done. So that's how I make that you know, from the Christian, you know, from a Christian liberty leader, Christian heritage leader into this.
Christian heritage?
Yeah, leader into Rastafari, you know, because from that foundation, and I lead up, you know, as living a Christ life, you know, following Christ.
So you say a man couldn't find Haile Selassie without the Bible? Like I say, the Christian life will lead us to Rastafari,
Well,
lead us
you know,
to faith.
to find Selassie out the Bible, you know, you have no man. No man now says Selassie first without Bible information. Some man them go and say so, and hear them say so, and them want to say King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Or what would them say, Emperor? You know, but I don't know, say the Bible don't speak about these things. Right. And one before other man them come and warn me. And we know say these titles that the Emperor thing, it was from a biblical perspective.
Right.
You know, and then on top of that, you know, he established those type of attributes within them, within the world, and show them, say, you know what I'm saying, he transfer the principle into the kingdom and bring it and show man how to conduct himself as good citizens. Right? So it's not just we saying Christians, but we exemplifying them type of behavior. You know, we harnessing those type of behavior in our workplace, in our business place, in our house, and even when we by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays now Rasta have taken the Christian life, you know, to a active life. You know.
But some say Rasta are not Christian.
Well, Rasta is not Christians, because Christians, you know, like them
Rasta
can't
couldn't
say,
live a Christian life.
them can't say Selassie is God. And when I mean Rasta is Christians, to say His Majesty is the Almighty, you have to come from a Christ perspective. So Rasta is Christian by saying His Majesty is the Almighty, because Christ is the one who tells us who's the Almighty. You know? Christ is telling us His Majesty is the Almighty. You know? So if a man going and say Christ is God, you saying Christ tell you and preaching about Himself. And Christ never preached about Himself. And Christ said when He go to heaven, He shall be upon the right hand throne of God. Right? So he said, if we say Christ preach about Himself, we make Him a liar. So I'm not gonna, because they say, if you see me, you see the Father. He's exemplifying that He's in the kingdom. He's the ambassador. He come to defend of His kingdom. He did not come to do of His own will, but His Father will, who sent Him. So what is so hard to get that when He say, two flesh shall be one. He said, how can two walk together? He said, unless they agree as one. So by agreeing as one, we become one. And then whosoever else come along and agree shall become one, just like us. Right? So up in heavens to see if Rasta is Christians, you know. You know, what Christ mean? You know? Christ mean
I was about to ask you what a Christian mean. What Christian mean?
What Christian mean?
Yeah, and where does the word you originated from? I mean,
I think Christians mean followers of Christ, you know. Followers of Christ, you know. That's what Christians should mean. Followers of Christ. No, that follower of Christ is that we become Christs. Of saying we exemplify like how Paul would say, be like me. Not of saying be like him, but he must exemplify this type of ways I'm exemplifying unto you.
Yeah, you can be him, but be like him.
Yeah, be like him. You know what I'm saying? It's time to say, to hear the king. You know what I'm saying? And to see him as the Father of Jesus. So no man, any man go say Selassie as the Almighty. It's because the Spirit of Jesus Christ dwelling in him. If the Spirit of Christ didn't dwell in him, he could not say His Majesty is the Almighty. So we don't want to go like said, I and I say His Majesty is the Almighty. No, I and I here, let's get the Christ teaching and the Christ tell us say His Majesty is the Almighty. So from that perspective, I and I come to the people and address it and live that. Now the people them, there's so much religion out here. So how we gonna know who's speaking the truth? How we gonna know who's speaking the truth? This man has said, well, Christ is God. This one has said Christ is the Son. This one has said Christ is the prophet. He said, how shall we know? You know. So what we see is that ones and ones have to exemplify. Because it's like they said, throw down the rod, you know, and see what sense it makes. You know.
So I'll cut it short, you know, so kind of put in where you want to put in this. Which you don't left out nothing where you want to left.
Yeah. And I have to exemplify the manner of Christ, you know. You know, I worship God from Christ's perspective. So once I have that Christ perspective and humble myself as son of God and become servants of God and hail His Majesty as the Almighty and hold the Sabbath day, you know, and say fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. No, you're not gonna, we say we learn in pieces. We're not gonna learn everything one day, we learn in pieces and in stage. So man, after us, you know, keep on learning, keep on growing. You know what I'm saying? And stay within the culture, you know, and educate oneself for the good and upliftment. Because when one could help them own self, they better calm society. So, you know, and I give thanks to the gallery, you know, of I brothers, them and sisters, them, you know, from all different houses, different peoples, and them to come out and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? A year in, a year outing. You know what I'm saying? Stay with the idol, stay with the liberty. You know, and these are things, you know, we honor amongst, you know, good morals, you know, good ways. You know what I'm saying? Having loving and forgiving, you know, building up these attributes. You know what I'm saying? Becoming bigger in outlook in life, you know? Know to forgive, humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and trust the most like an amount, right? Yeah. So that's black expression. Okay?